Move them from this precinct. Another MP comes to the police front line. That's the EFF Chief Whip, Mr. Floyd Chibambo. I'm not sure whether he's trying to leave that area of the NCOP or he's trying to address the police, but he's being seemingly blocked off, or he makes his way through. I've seen quite a sizable number of MPs who've come to watch this situation that is probably never been seen in a good couple of years outside here in Parliament. Of course, this labour dispute has been going on for some time. It's threatened to disrupt various big days in the National Council of Provinces, including the State of the Nation address. But of course, given that there have been ongoing negotiations, the workers had called it off, but it has boiled over to a point now that they are threatening to shut down all the operations of Parliament. And of course, they are saying that there is a possibility that this afternoon sitting of the National Assembly may also be disrupted, as well as the week-long Taking Parliament to the People program might also be affected next week if their demands are not adhered to by the management of Parliament. Of course, yesterday, if we can remind you that political parties had actually tried to meet behind closed doors to try and find an amicable solution. But of course, they are acknowledging that this matter is outside of their jurisdiction, and they say they have confidence in the leadership, in the management of the Parliament to ensure that this matter is resolved as soon as possible. Again, there's various scuffles and confrontations between the workers and the police.
It seems that the workers have now been divided. There's different groups of workers. Can you ask your cameraman to give us a shot of what's happening on the stairs and where those other group of workers went off to?
Well, they're just milling around, Natasha. The stretch here in front of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces, I can perhaps maybe estimate it to about 200 meters. So anywhere that they find space, they occupy it. Of course, they still want to be part and parcel of the bigger group, but there are others who are using other entrances to actually find a space where they can just stand away from the police. Of course, the police are only occupying this area that is in front of our pictures, and it seems that there are also again sideline negotiations between some of the MPs and some of the leadership that is leading this delegation of the police to see perhaps maybe if there can be a way of trying to diffuse this situation. And as you can see that they are regrouping again in another area, still singing their freedom songs. It seems that they are not budging at all to these threats of police, to the interdict that is being enforced by Parliament, and again to the stun grenades that have been thrown at them. This is a situation that we've been seeing since Monday. Today is the third day of the strike, and the workers say it's going to go on and on and on up until their demands are met. Of course, we will be trying to get in touch with the leadership of Parliament just to get an assessment of how the operations of Parliament have been affected today. You know that yesterday, 4 of the 10 committees that were meant to sit did not sit because of this strike. And today there were 19 committees that were supposed to sit. I know I went to at least 7 of those that were disrupted by these striking workers. So we'll get an overall picture much later in the afternoon as to the magnitude of the impact of the strike by the workers.
And Bulelani, this is about the second or third time in recent weeks that we've seen protest action outside Parliament. Do you think police have been better equipped this time around to handle the situation? I know that the police here are clearly outnumbered, but how are they handling it?
Well, you must recall that the police and Parliament are seconded to work here, given that this is a national key point. Parliament has its own protection services, and many of them or some of them are part of this strike, so they are crippled in some way or the other. So the police that have been here are those that are seconded from the South African Police Service, and they seemingly are outnumbered by the number of these striking workers, or they seemingly are too few for them to be able to disperse these striking workers. I know some of them are manning some of the entrances of Parliament, so they cannot actually come and assist these public order policing, because of course they need to man those gates in order to ensure that everybody who comes inside the precinct is a person who has actually got a legitimate permission to come into this precinct.
Over the past couple of minutes, Bulelani, is there an indication that the numbers of workers have been swelling? Have there been more people joining in this action? Bulelani, is there an indication if over the past few minutes more workers have joined what we're seeing here? Have the numbers been growing?